Alright, so here we are, finally got to a point where we can start applying some finish coats. There's so much sanding, everything going on. There we are. There's several ways of applying this particular product. The traditional method is more for a flat surface, and that would be to paint it on and then friction burn it in. So you'll use a 600 grit sandpaper. You also leave a little bit of the dust from the sanding process on the material, so it will just form a slurry and heat up and burn in. On this occasion, we've got a lot of different angles and coves and what have you, so I'm going to actually use a different method. So I've got this, it's like a horsehair burnishing brush. So I'll get to that in a minute, but basically we'll get our first coat of oil on. It's essentially it's a tung oil. And this goes on beautifully. I guess you can put it on nice and thick. The second coat we might just lighten it up a bit. This is end grain as well. Now I have got a sanding sealer on here, so it shouldn't soak in too much. But in any case, yes, it will seal it up nicely again, that tung oil. This will be the interesting one. So this is a different timber. Just see how it all blends in. Wow, look at that. That's coming up beautifully. You see that there? It's upside down. Get all this sealed up as well. This is my favourite bit of doing this work, is watching that colour pop out first finish coat. Just really is exciting to see how it's going to end up, what it's going to look like. This part of the legs here are actually the same timber, but not the same tree. So it's probably going to look a little bit different. And of course that's a cookie, like the end grain cookie, so that's where the tree is cut down that way. And these ones here are from slabs. Sometimes the oil soaks in at different softer parts of the tree. It can be a little bit annoying, but it means we have to go back over it again, give it another coat until it's all soaked up nicely. There we are, so I think you get the drift. I've got one more to do there, and then we'll start the burnishing process. So we've given that 2 minutes just while I did that one. So I think we're pretty good to go. I think we just get that oil burnished in. So the whole idea is just to heat the oil and let it burn into the timber. So let's come down. And of course the legs get the same treatment. So I'll do a second coat on here. I've already got this base plate prepared, did that earlier. So just step it through, before we tip everything up, I might put this base plate on here. I just want to show you. So basically I've just pre-prepared all that. That already fits in there, we know all that. Next one we've got to fit in there. So we'll just get some bit of a rough idea of where we want that. 65 odd, 65, 65. So that's pretty much it there, right there. So just get a bit of a pencil line on that. So I want to be able to lift that up and know exactly where I'm at. So I've got a pencil line around there. This is just a little bit of Loctite, another form of CA glue. So just get that up there, put that glue on there, put it back down, and that's instant. So we'll just tip him up and just drill some pilot holes there. 3 holes is plenty, about here. So then we've got screws in place. So 4 screws is plenty. Now they are protruding a little bit, so we just have to ease out in there. So probably just try and make a mark on there where we're going to put those, get some relief in there. That fit in there now. No problem at all. Now, just got to put some threaded inserts in here. So pre-drill some holes there for that. A bit of depth gauge, a little bit of tape on there just so we know where we're at. Just put a little countersink in there just to relieve that hole a little bit. Just got to take it really easy on this stuff, particularly into end grain. They can snap. If they do, you're in a world of pain. So I just like to take it in, back it out, take it in, back it out, just a little bit by little bit. Very important you get the exact size of the drill hole too. Drill these babies out. All right, so come on, get off there. It's all got to come apart again to put the final coat on. Around here, we should be able to find those centers. Right there, perfect. So just get the legs in place and get some final coats on and we're done. This being the top of the tables, just got to polish these up now. I'll work through my grit, so give these a really fine sanding. So they'll go up to about 400 grit and then we'll apply the oil in. So here we go. And at this point, here we go. Final coat. Finally get to see this grain popping out. This is what we're going to be looking at. Isn't that beautiful? Nice, very rich black wattle. I haven't used it very often, so it's interesting to see in the end grain just how it's all popping out there. Nice thick coat, let all that soak in. Pop up here. Hashtag Earl Hill Studios. We've just finished these Black Wattle cookie bedside tables or lounge side tables. So final polish, just a final touch up. We've used the organ oil, hard burnishing oil there to finish these, the legs as well. So just give them a lamb's wool polish and they should just come up beautifully. And so we've got a matte finish bordering on silky. So we start with the cookie top, carving that out, and then carve out all the legs, build the legs, carve them all out, and put it all together. So finally done. Hell of a job, just so much work. You can't see all the work, but it's probably about 2 weeks work in those 2 tables. So look forward to getting it on the market and out of it, and maybe get some commissions out of that. This is on spec, these ones. I had some Black Wattle cookies lying in inventory, so took the opportunity to knock them out. So yeah, it's been a hell of a journey. Yeah, so I used the Cutzel brand shaping discs, and they turned out to be pretty effective, which is good. Anyways, we'll take these inside now and get some studio shots. We'll get a couple of shots here in the workshop now as well, but we are done. Thanks for watching.